I moved to another school, and then I thought it was funny, and I didn't tell anybody because I didn't have any friends, but I hired a guy. I phoned the Yellow Pages to a contracting firm, and I had the guy said, we want to add 25 feet onto the library on the west side of the school. Could you measure and give me an estimate? And he said, okay, what's your name? And I said, I'm Howard Mandel. And
he was like, that's an adult's name.
Yeah. I was always Howard.
Yeah.
Everybody was mad at me. But I said, and you need to do it at 3:15. We'll open it up because the kids are in class. That's when I need you to measure. We had a group come on. I can't remember who they were. You know who they are, Jeremy. The guy came on and just pissed himself.
What?
Rich, the guy who just pissed on the stage. They got mad, but that's what he did. He just pissed himself.
I mean, if that's
golden
real,
buzzer.
that
It's
guy's
real.
awesome.
He's a comedian.
You're going to Vegas.
He was a comedian, and he had planned to do that. They didn't know. He said he was going to do something else, and he just said, "I'm
Said he's
nervous."
gonna shit himself.
Seriously,
They're like, genius.
you know,
wearing
if you look on TikTok, they're the people from VCR Party or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, those guys. Is that the guys that do the home videos?
They do. No, they did. You know what they also did? They booked themselves on morning
news.
shows.
Yes.
Yes, with
Oh.
fake
Yes.
things,
As
they have
like
fake
yo-yo
strength.
experts?
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are.
No, not Chad and JT.
Well,
Chad and
those guys are
JT
great.
do the things where they go to HOA meetings and public meetings. These are guys that were really on real, like Good Morning Wisconsin.
Yeah.
And he was
They do feats of strength. And
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
And
Was there
he'll break
one where the
baskets.
guy was like, I have to take this phone call? Have you ever seen that one?
No.
Before he got on and did one of these bullshit acts, he told them, he was like, something's wrong with my father. He's in the hospital.
Yeah.
And I need to leave my phone on just in case something happens. And in the middle of the segment, he picks up the phone. He's like, oh, God.
Oh no.
He's like, oh, no. Dad. I love it. Like he just says his final words to his dad.
Oh,
leaves,
and
and they're all
live
like,
on live TV.
Well, that happens.
There was another show that I just love that fake stuff. But there was another guy. Do you have their names? No. You can't find him? No, he pissed himself on AGT.
I mean, that's as funny as it gets.
What did you guys say to him?
I laughed, but they were really, the production was not happy.
Simon was
And
like, you call that piss?
Yeah.
I'll show you
You
piss.
having a pass?
Yeah.
people thought it was a joke, like maybe he had something in his head. You know, when I first started stand-up, I thought it was funny. This is in the 70s. I had a squirt gun in my pants. And I would just stand on stage, and I thought it was funny.
Occasionally
And
so
I would just hit the thing, and my pants would get wet. It was funny in the little clubs.
Oh, my
Just to
God.
watch. And I would
steal
never
that.
even
Yeah.
say anything about it. I would never even say, but it was funny to me. And I'd be going, do you ever notice, like, when you go shopping, the fourth wheel on the cart doesn't work? And then I'd hear, like, mumbling below, because there's everybody, look at his pants.
He's pissing
This
himself.
guy's pissing himself. He's not even saying
So you
anything.
saw the America's Got Talent guy,
what?
and you were like, "This is a genius. This guy's actually doing
But
it."
I did these things. My wife would always say, like, who's the fucking joke on? You're not even saying gotcha. People
so
just
funny.
think Howie Mandel pissed himself. I did that. I did so,
It's so good.
but I wasn't known and I wasn't on TV. And I just like, my whole act was a fucking joke when I started. You know that. It was a dare.
Oh, really?
My act was a dare. Yeah, it
Was
wasn't
the
a
glove thing a dare?
Well, I'll tell you what the glove thing was, and I just talked about this recently. So somebody dared me to get on stage in the mid 70s. There was before this boom that feels like it's happening again. I went to a comedy club. I had never been to a comedy club, and they said they're having open mics. So somebody said to me, "You should go up," and I said, "Oh, okay, I'll go. I'll do that," thinking that the joke would just be. Somebody went, "Ladies and gentlemen, Howie Mandel." There's no reason for Howie Mandel to be on stage or be introduced anywhere. They go, "Ladies and gentlemen, Howie Mandel." I walk out, and there's a smattering of applause, and then people sitting there. I've never been on a stage, and you realize, I see the mic, and now these people they stop laughing, and I realize, what the fuck. And I started getting terrified, and I started going, okay, all right, okay. And I was trying to think of something, and they started giggling at my nervousness and my fear, and I would go, what? And that became like my act. And then I had nothing to do, and I put my hands in my pocket, and I had rubber gloves because I have OCD, and I was out in public, and I didn't want to touch anything, and I knew I probably had to go to the restroom, so I always carried gloves. So I had the glove, and I took it out. I went, okay. And I just pulled it over my head, and I started breathing, and the fingers are going up. The audience is laughing, and then I blew it up, and it popped off my head, and the audience applaud. Sorry, good night. I knew enough that was leave him. That's a drop the mic moment, and I went good night. And
You riffed the glove bit.
yeah, and then the owner of the club, Mark Breslin, he owns Yuck Yucks.
Yeah.
Have you ever met Mark Breslin? He owned Yuck Yucks. He goes, you got to come back tomorrow. And I go, and do what? He goes, do what you did. I go, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah.
Well, close with the glove. I went, oh, okay.
Wow.
And so my act became out of nothing. My whole career is nothing.
Well, in a moment of
This
fear,
podcast, nothing.
Howie Mandel's a nihilist.
You had done the glove before, though, just not on stage.
I
maybe
had
like
just
just
done
fucking around with
like
your friends
breathing
or
and move the
something? Yeah,
fingers
yeah.
just because I
Gotcha.
carry a blog. But I wasn't a comedian.
No,
I wasn't.
of course, you were never.
I was in
thinking-
sales. I was in.
Yeah.
I got thrown out of school at 17. I was not
What'd you get kicked out for?
a bunch of stuff.
the old cigarette trick. The sisters didn't love it.
The last thing was they ended up doing it in Caddyshack, but I did it before the movie ever. I didn't want to go swimming.
Shit in the pool.
Turd in the pool?
I
did the
threw
turd in
the,
the pool?
I did the shit in the pool, but I did it. I didn't want to go swimming. I could show you. You can see when the Caddyshack probably came out in 1980. If you look at Make Me Laugh in 1978, I'm on, and I talk about why I got thrown out of school. I threw the chocolate bar in the pool, and when the kids hung around, they all showed up at the end of the day to look to see the turd at the bottom of the pool. And I just, without thinking, I dived in and came up with it in my mouth. And then they called me to the, which I thought was funny. But when you're like 15 or 16 years old, I was the most disgusting. Everybody hated me and thought I had eaten
Well,
shit.
that's crazy because that's literally the funniest guy on earth.
Yeah, but not
Especially
not
if it was shit.
context. And then I did other things too. I moved to another school, and then I thought it was funny, and I didn't tell anybody because I didn't have any friends. But I hired a guy. I phoned the Yellow Pages to a contracting firm, and I had the guy say, "We want to add 25 feet onto the library on the west side of the school. Could you measure and give me an estimate?" And he said, "Okay. What's your name?" And I said, "I'm Howard Mandel." And
He was like, that's an adult's name.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was always Howard.
Yeah.
Everybody was mad at me. But I said, and you need to do it at 3:15. We'll open it up because the kids are in class. That's when I need you to measure and do it. And I did that because I was in math at that time, and I looked out onto the field, and it was funny to me to watch this guy with a tape measure, and he's writing down things, and he's out in the field. And then I saw the vice principal walk out in the field and talk to him. And I know, like, just in my own mind, he's going, what are you doing? And he's going, I'm going to give an estimate on the addition onto the library.
Yeah.
25.
And he's going, who authorized this? And he goes, which made me laugh. Howard Mandel. You just see the guy leaves, and then they go and over the loudspeaker system, would Howard Mandel please come to the office? And I go to the office, and the principal goes, did you tell a guy to build an addition onto the library? And I go, no. He goes, he gave me your name, and I go, no, I'm getting 3 estimates. I'm a lot more. And he goes, could you please, like, he's nervous. He goes, could you please sit down? And I sat down, and they called my parents, and my parents came in, and it was the best. I'm biting my lip. He's explaining to my parents, your son hired a company to put an addition onto the library. As if my parents, I've told this story so many times, but my parents were supposed to say, like, we told him never to do that. But they couldn't, they started laughing.
They were laughing.
They were
That's
trying to laugh,
awesome.
and
Oh
they
my
said, get
God.
out. But I was always doing things like that. I always like
It's a very precocious
The-
prank.
Yeah,
theater
yeah.
of discomfort. Discomfort is always my happy place.
Yeah.
I guess somebody's calling.
It's like, it was one thing when you ate the turd, Howie, but this whole addition is too much. You have
Really?
to leave school. No, I'm
No,
telling you
it was
the
at,
principle.
I did a lot of things. I would do a lot of things. I came in to class. We had a class on the second floor, and I would come in 10 minutes early. I would go before, and I'd unlock the window, and then I'd go to the janitor's office, and I'd get a ladder. And 10 minutes, the class is already in. I'm not there. I would just climb in through the window and go sit down at my desk like nothing happened.
Damn.
It's pretty awesome.
I got in trouble I was not even close. I was like just a fart
Yeah.
in class. That was as far as I got. You were doing real good pranks.
Classical one.
They're good now. I'm almost 70 years old, and
Yeah.
I tell you these stories, and now they get laughs. At that time, I was a pariah.
You were ahead of your time.
I
You're like
didn't even
Basquiat.
have the wherewithal to say, hey, you don't understand that I'm ahead of my time. You are gonna
You're gonna love this.
in 3 decades from now, you are gonna find this so fucking funny. You know, I was like 5 feet tall.